The Point. 98.7 CKPM FM.
Hold on, stop that. I was getting ready to go. Jeff Neal is here, and I kind of gave it away. My favorite Street Heart song ever, Jeff, would be that one right there. Now, Jeff Neal is here. He is guitarist extraordinaire. It is amazing, and I've said this many times, the talent that we have here on the West Coast when it comes to guitar players.
There's an awful lot of great players in the city, and it's always nice to hang out with some of them. I like to hang out with good guitar players, you know.
It's cool. Now, I posted a picture of you on Facebook back with your old days, Shama, and
yes,
that took me right back to the center point
Absolutely.
at the Caribou Trails. How much money did you spend on hair care and products and that back then? You had the Sean Cassidy look.
Yeah, well, you know, it was easy back then, you know, when you're sort of 20 years old, the hair's in good shape. And yeah, you know, you just sort of go into your girlfriend's cupboard and kind of go, what's she got in here? What can I use? Try some of this, try some of that. No, it was great fun.
Teen heartthrob. And then a friend of mine posted and said she had a big crush on you because she saw you play over on the East Coast where she's living now. She's here on the West Coast.
Yes, I saw that. Hi, Shirley.
A trail of broken hearts across the country.
Oh, yeah.
So you played with Jimmy Barnes for a while. First off, okay, so you're Vancouver. Actually, no. Take us through this. We went through this earlier when you were here last, I guess about 6 months ago or
yes.
so. You came from Ontario.
Yes, I did. We're myself, Mick Delavie, Michael Sicoli, and Brian Armstrong, all from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. We all went to high school together at Bowling Collegiate, out of a great music program, and then we all we originally sort of got established in Calgary for a couple of years, and then we came out to Vancouver one late March to do some shows, and it was 20 degrees, and we're like, why are we living in Calgary? I mean, Calgary is a great town. I mean, we had great people in that, but just with the weather and the scene that was going out here in Vancouver at the time was worth being out here for.
Nice. So Shama was a very cool, very, very talented band because you guys basically had 3 lead vocalists in that band.
Yes.
What happened after Shama?
Well, after Shama broke up, that's when I got an opportunity to audition for Street Heart. That was the 1981, early 1981, and I was lucky enough to get that job, and you know, and here we are still doing Street Heart.
Yeah, and you look at it. Paul Dean was the original guitar player for Street Heart, and you look at him and you look at you, and you guys are very different but very similar in the same way. You're just amazing guitar players.
Oh well, thank you. Paul Dean's always been a real strong influence for me, and he's a great player, great rhythm guitar player.
Yeah.
He plays very memorable melodic solos, and he doesn't waste a lot of notes.
No, and that's the thing, because you guys, the good guitar players, make it look so easy. They don't waste a lot of notes. They don't waste a lot of movement with their hands and their fingers.
No, and I think that, and Paul is primarily a songwriter, so he was always writing guitar parts that complemented the song, that added to the song.
Now, you are very positive, and you do your daily affirmation kind of thing, and you're always talking about practice. Mm-hmm. And even though you're at the top of your game when it comes to guitars, you still practice every day.
Well, yeah, it's part of my job. My very pragmatic statement about that is I get paid to be a good guitar player. And part of being good at anything, whatever it is, whatever instrument you're playing, or whatever art or whatever job you're doing, is practice and working at it. Whether you're a hockey player, guitar player, you know, you got to practice.
Excellent. Well, Jeff Neal is here. He is now the guitarist for Street Heart. And we are going to play my favorite Street Heart song. And did this come off? What album was Here Comes the Night?
This was on Under Heaven Over Hell, and that was Street Heart's second album. And that is the first album that John Hanna played on. So that you'll be hearing John Hanna on guitar, but this is a great Van Morrison song.
Oh, just one of my favorites. And Kenny, listening to him sing, and I think he's a very underrated Canadian vocalist.
Well, the one wonderful thing about Kenny is that when he takes a song, he really takes ownership of it. And certainly, you know, he sings this song as good as anyone has ever sang it.
Excellent. Here Comes the Night, 98.7, The Point.
right out my window, walking the street, my girl with another guy. His arms around her like it used to be with me. Whoa, it made me wanna cry. Yeah, 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 here it comes. Here comes the night. Here it comes. Here comes the night. There they go. It's funny how they're looking so good together. I wonder what's wrong with me. Why can't I accept the fact that she's chosen him and simply let me be? Yeah, 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 well, here it comes. Here comes the night. Here it comes. Here comes the night.
98.7 The Point, that's Streetheart and Old Van Morrison, them song, Here Comes the Night. Kenny Shields, Jeff Neal's here, guitar player with Streetheart. You also, after Shama, you went on with Streetheart. Streetheart took a bit of a hiatus, and you took off down south.
Yes.
South.
Yeah, well, yes. In 1986, I got a call from Bruce Allen, who at that time was managing the career of a great Australian singer who I knew nothing about at the time, named Jimmy Barnes. I went out primarily we were going to do a 3-month tour with him through the U.S. We were opening up for ZZ Top, and it was and that's what I thought it was going to be, which would be fun. And at the end of that tour, Jimmy asked me to go to Australia with him, and that began an 11-year career.
Wow, that's neat. Now, we talked about this. You and I talked about it on Facebook when Brian Johnson from AC/DC had to take a break from AC/DC because of his hearing, and then the Young Brothers decided to bring in Axl Rose, and we all thought that Jimmy Barnes is a perfect fit for this.
Yeah. I think any of us who are fans of Jimmy know that he could have done an amazing job, and would have loved to have seen that happen. It would have been great.
Yeah, and it's not that he needs the money, because he doesn't, but just for those couple of shows to have two Australian icons play together would have been phenomenal.
I think that's the big thing right there, Rod.
Yeah. Here is Jimmy Barnes. This album is called...
this is Soul Deep.
Soul Deep, okay.
Yes.
Now, this is the first one. I think he did a second one, too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's done a couple. I mean, Jimmy is a big soul R&B aficionado. I mean, that's where his musical roots are, and that's the center of his sort of musical influences. So this was a real fun album to do. I mean, it's an album full of great songs, and still one of his biggest sellers. This has sold almost 1 million copies in Australia.
Nice. Here's Jimmy Barnes, River Deep, Mountain High, 98.7 The Point.
said, oh, how I love you, baby, baby, baby. Oh, and I love you, baby, like a flower loves the spring. And I love you, baby, like a robin loves to sing. And I love you, baby, like a schoolboy loves his style. And I love you, baby, a river deep, a mountain high. Yeah. Oh, ooh, I love you, my, my. It's a river deep, a mountain high. If I lost you, would I cry? Hey, oh, how I love you, baby, baby, baby.
98.7 The Point. That's Jimmy Barnes, River Deep, Mountain High. Jeff Neal is here, guitar player for Streetheart now. He played for Jimmy Barnes for 11 years, was it?
That's 11 years, yeah.
Wow. And you toured the world.
Yeah, we literally went around the world many summers, spent a lot of time touring in Europe, played with a lot of great bands, played with the Rolling Stones, Tina Turner, ZZ Top, In Excess. It was great times. Bon Jovi.
Did you guys do River Deep, Mountain High when Tina Turner was around? Did she hear that version?
Well, actually, Jimmy and Tina were great friends, and they did a wonderful version of Simply the Best that the Australian, the Rugby League Association in Australia used as their theme song for their promo, and Jimmy and Tina did a duet of that. That is a fantastic version of that song.
I have to dig that one up,
Yeah,
too.
really wonderful, so...
Okay, you're here for another reason as well, the Happy Liver Society.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago, our friend Frank Soda got in touch with me and asked if I would come and host the Happy Liver Society, the benefit that they do for Stacy House on December 4th at the Hard Rock Casino in the theater. There's some great young artists and bands that are going to be playing on that, and they've asked me to come in and do, be a mouthpiece and be an MC, and I was more than happy to be part of that. It's a great cause. This.
That is great. We'll talk about Frank Soda in a second, but first, how do we get tickets for the Happy Liver Society event?
Well, you can go to on Ticketmaster if you at the shows are at the Hard Rock the Hard Rock website, the Molson Canadian Theatre, but Ticketmaster is a place to get your tickets for the show.
Excellent. That's December 4th, right?
Yes, it is. That's Sunday, December the 4th. I'm just putting on my other glasses here, kids, so I can see what I'm doing. Yes, it is Sunday, December the 4th. There's going to be some great artists there. Faber Drive, Rod Black is going to be there, Jordan Pichette. And, it's just going to be a great evening of fun and music. So
that is fun. And speaking of fun, Frank Soda. So, we're going back, we mentioned the Center Point earlier, and then you think back of some of the other bars. Fram's, the Fraser Arm Hotel. Okay, I worked at Gators across the river.
Right.
So every now and then I'd have the night off and I'd head down to Fram's. I walk down stairs into the nightclub, and there's a guy on stage, and, it's kind of a small, narrower club, low ceiling.
A classic.
He's got a TV set on his head.
Frank. Wonderful stuff. Yes.
Beat the hell out of the TV set with a hammer. That's Frank Soda. It's like, and just the rock history and the maniacs we have here on the West Coast, and we do it because we love music, we love entertaining.
And we love the fact that we've all survived it all, and we get to talk about it all the time, which is really great.
And you know what, surprisingly enough, other than, losing a few to cancer, like Brian McLeod on that, we've done quite well with the musicians surviving here on the coast.
Oh, listen, it's we're all friends, and there's a real good musical fraternity always. I'm always running into old friends and chums and people I haven't seen for a while, and it's I'm really happy to be part of it. And like you say, we're all still around here, and pretty grateful for that.
That is very cool indeed. Jeff Neal is here, guitar player extraordinaire. We're going to talk to him about one of the latest projects. Jeff plays with Streetheart, but Kenny Shields, the lead singer for Streetheart, did a solo project. We're going to play one of his songs and talk about that next. Jeff Neal is here. It is going to be a little bit soggy out there, Jeff. Hopefully the sun will come up later this week.
We're hoping for that. You know, I was happy last night with Halloween with the kids that we had a little break in the rain, so we had about a 3-hour window, and we had a bunch of kids come around the house last night. It was real fun.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Cute.
You live in a great area there over on the border of Vancouver and Burnaby, so you got a great view of, you can see the weather coming in.
We can see it coming in. We can see right out to the Gulf Islands out there.
Excellent. Now, Jeff Neal is guitar player. Most of the time is spent with Streetheart when he's not here hosting charity events and doing the hoity-toity stuff. Kenny Shields, the lead singer from Streetheart, Kenny Shields put a solo album out recently.
Yes.
And tell us a bit about that.
Well, when I got back with Streetheart, when I started doing shows full-time with Kenny, this was the end of 2003. We were sitting outside one day, just having a bit of a chat on a sunny. I think it was a fall afternoon, and I think we were just south of Calgary in a little town called Black Diamond. And I said, Kenny,
love Black Diamond.
Yes, it was a wonderful little club we used to play down there. And I said, Kenny, you need to put out some music. I think your fans would love to hear something. And basically, the short story, I said, find a bunch of songs that you love. You know, these great songs that you love. And Kenny came back to me with a whole bunch of different ideas. I threw a few ideas at him. Ultimately, most of these selections on this are songs, his choices, obviously. And there's a real great eclectic mix of wonderful tracks. And we really nailed a couple of the tracks on this.
You do. He's got one original on there. Then he's got some Bee Gees on there. He's got Benny King. He's got the Eagles. He's got the Beatles. He's also got a song that Rod Stewart made famous. I don't want to talk about it.
Wonderful track. That's a very, very good recording we got of that.
We might have to play that. Also some B.B. King in there and some Stones and more. So this one we're going to play is the B.B. King track.
Yeah.
How cool was that? Did you ever get a chance to meet or do anything with B.B. King?
No, I did not get to meet Mr. King, but he certainly has been a big influence on myself and probably anyone that's ever picked up a guitar.
And how can you not? Here's Kenny Shields, The Thrill Is Gone, 98.7 The Point. 98.7 The Point. As Kenny Shields, The Thrill Is Gone. Fantastic. Jeff Neal is here. That's his guitar playing here in the back. Kenny singing the lead vocals, the old B.B. King classic. Jeff, me not being a guitar player but being a music lover, how do you get that soft sound at the end? I mean, you make it sound so smooth, but it's not a harsh sound. It's really soft and cool.
Well, for any guitar player out there would know, he's playing a Stratocaster and he's got it on the neck pickup, which is, but part of it is the attack, of course, how you play it. And not that I would ever compare myself with the master, but I'm thinking, what would Hendrix do? And Hendrix was wonderful at doing that really soft, bluesy, really, very emotional kind of, late night, 3:00 in the morning type of playing.
And that's it. And you watch good guitar players, and the guitar is not an instrument; it is an extension of their body. Yeah,
it is. I mean, and I think that the great players just use it. It's like writing on a piece of paper with a pencil when they play. They put their thoughts out and their emotions with their instrument, and it's pretty wonderful when you see any musician do that on their instrument.
It is indeed. Now, this album is called Letting Go.
Yes.
And now Kenny has done all covers except for one original.
Yes. That was a song that we had talked about. It's a great song that he wrote many years ago with Daryl Gutal. Kenny had a set of lyrics and a melody and sat down, and Daryl, being the great player that he is, was able to put some great music behind it. And it was always a very wonderful song that it never really had a chance, and Kenny just decided that he wanted to put that on this record as well, and I thought that was a great idea.
And you said something in there about the lyrics. I honestly think that everybody has got one song in their body somewhere. It's just getting it to the music and the rhythm.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, this one here, Kenny Shields plays homage to the Stones again. Of course, one of Streetheart's biggest hits was Under My Thumb.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Huge hit for them. Now Kenny has gone the softer side here. Goat's Head Soup, was that this? Angie was on. I'm
going to go with you on that one.
Okay,
I think that's
it's
right.
on the Rolling Stones Greatest Hits package.
Yeah, well, I know that. And I remember sometime I'm in grade 11 or 12 in high school, I think, when that was out, and it was Goat's Head Soup, Exile, around that great period of the Rolling Stones.
Excellent. Well, here's Kenny Shields. This is his version of Angie. 98.7 The Point.
Angie, when will those clouds all disappear? Angie, where will it lead us from here? With no loving in our souls and no money in our coats, you can say we're you. Ain't it good to be alive? Angie, you can say we never tried.
It's Kenny Shields, Street Heart fame, with his version of the Stones. Angie, Jeff Neal is with me. Jeff is here. We're going to do some more Kenny Shields in a second. Right now, Mayor Richard Stewart Coquitlam Mayor is here. How are you, Mayor?
Very well, thanks.
How was your Halloween?
Oh, it was exciting.
Excellent. Did you get pictures?
Yes.
That's my sunshine tomorrow. Jeff Neal is here, a guitar player extraordinaire. He plays in various groups. You play with a group called the Rocking Birds.
Yes.
And is it just the two of you?
It's myself, Rachel Chatur, and Russell Earl Marsland, who, if you know the R&B All-Stars, you know very well about Russell's guitar playing skills. And the three of us, we have a real nice acoustic trio, and we all sing and play, and we do a number of shows during the course of the year, and it's really a fun project to be a part of that.
It is, and Rachel, a lovely lady, a mom, an artist as well.
And very hardworking, and she's always doing a great job, and she's great with her social media, and she's a real integral part of the local scene here in Vancouver.
Well, we're going to do a Rachel Chatur song right now. This
Nice.
is Overboard, 98.7, The Point.
I didn't get to sleep last night. I was just lying there, trying not to think of it. Imagine running into you, oh, just standing there, oh, making sense and so full of it. What was I thinking, even following you around? I could be out there sinking, but you're nowhere to be found. I'm not looking for a lifeline, baby. I know how to swim. I won't be falling overboard, so you won't be jumping in. The way you look at butterflies, well, I've wondered if that look could ever be for me. Well, look around, it's no surprise, like a statue in some garden with all at your feet. What was I thinking, even following you around? I could be out there sinking, but you're nowhere to be found. I'm not looking for a lifeline, baby. I know how to swim. I won't be falling overboard, so you won't be jumping in. I didn't get to sleep last night. I was just lying there, trying not to think of this. Imagine running into you, oh, just standing there, oh, making sense and so full of it. What was I thinking, even following you around? I could be out there sinking, but you're nowhere to be found. I'm not looking for a lifeline, baby. I know how to swim. I
98.7 The Point. That's Rachel Chatour and Overboard, an artist, a singer, a songwriter, and part of the Rocking Birds with Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is here, special guest this morning. Time is flying by.
Yes,
it always does.
Time flies, Rod. It sure does.
Yeah, Jeff, currently the guitar player for Streetheart. When's Streetheart back on the road again?
We have our annual Remembrance Day show coming up on November the 10th in Winnipeg at Nashville's, which is a club, and our good friend Jay Pauly hosts us there twice a year. We do an Easter show and we do a Remembrance Day show, so we're doing that in that's about a week and a half, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you're here and you've got a special event on December the 4th.
That's correct, yes, and that's for the Happy Liver Society, and the proceeds from that fundraiser on December 4th is going to go towards Stacy House, which is Karen Heard Stacy, which is an apartment that for people who are in Vancouver with liver transplants, that they have a nice, safe, good place to stay when they're here in Vancouver.
And it's funny, we talk about the health of our musicians and the music scene here in Vancouver, and it's kind of fitting because there's a lot of artists, whether you be a singer, a songwriter, a guitar player, a drummer, or even an actor, that have substance abuse problems.
Yeah.
And liver's one of those things that you need to do.
Yes, and you have to you need to be aware of that, and the Happy Liver Society also helps to raise awareness about Hep C. People, it was that sort of people there was a stigma around that, but really anyone can contact it, and we've lost many good people to that disease, but it is curable. So you need to get tested and get cured.
That's right, because a very close friend of yours, somebody who came from back east with his son, had Hep C, I believe, and he's doing quite well with it. I think we got it, Carmen.
Yes,
yes,
doing good.
Yeah, he is doing good. Now we're going to go back to the music scene here in Vancouver, and you look at it. You guys came here from Calgary. What year?
That was 1977. Was
77.
Yeah, that's when we did our first shows out here in BC.
Okay, so Lou Blair was still in Calgary then. Bruce Allen was making his mark here in Vancouver.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't the powerhouse he is now.
But it was coming.
It was coming, yeah. And it is, there's a point, and I'm trying to figure out exactly when the world kind of woke up and says, hey, Vancouver's pretty cool. There's some good musicians there. It wasn't until the 80s or 90s that really happened, I think.
No, I think you're right about that. I think that Bruce had BTO, Backman Turner Overdrive, and they were internationally huge. I mean, they were the number one. I think that Not Fragile was the number one selling record in 1973. But I think to a lesser extent, I hate to say to a lesser extent, but Loverboy did a great job. But Bryan Adams really busted the door open, I think, and his quality of songs and his showmanship in playing, and the fact that he was a very proud Canadian, I think it brought a lot of good focus to Vancouver.
Yeah, and you look at it, and I never really thought of this before, but Bruce, looking after these, he had this vision, but something to learn from him. Speak the truth, what's on your mind, don't pull any punches, and be fair. Yeah.
Oh, no, and listen, he's a great man. Anyone that has worked with Bruce and agree with the way that he does business, which is work hard and do all those things that you said, they're always very, very successful. Bruce is a very, very smart man.
Yeah, and he won't waste time with somebody who he'll tell you the truth once again. And
he certainly won't waste a second.
And that is that was the thing that might have been part of the turning point, the great talent combined with a great foresight, a great vision.
Well, and just as you say, I mean, the most precious thing we have in our lives is time. I mean, this is the one thing you can't pay back. And I think Bruce has always understood that, and it's, let's get down to it, let's get it done now.
Yes.
How about now?
And you're right. And speaking of time, we talk about people that are not long for this earth, and people who, seem to hang around forever. Were you here after Bowie passed away? That was January, so you were here after he passed away this year, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. How did David Bowie's passing affect you?
I very powerfully. I think, like so many of us in the industry, outside of the Beatles, I can't think of a more influential artist on the industry than David Bowie. He constantly reinvented himself. His body of work is staggering. His quality was always at the highest level. and his artistic integrity was never compromised. He never compromised that. He never sold out.
Yeah, considering the man who sold the world, he never did.
Well, he was brilliant. He had a brilliant mind, a brilliant creative vision, and I just love him, and we all miss him.
And we do. And being not a musician but a music lover, it did, because the first two albums I bought were Ziggy and Diamond Dogs. Ziggy Stardust, phenomenal from start to finish.
Absolutely.
Starman, you picked this song. Any reason why?
It's just so much, but it makes all the hair on my body stand up when it plays, and it makes me misty and sad, and it's wonderful, and it just reminds me that music is a very magic thing.
And that's it, because it puts you in that time and place, and you're actually envisioning this.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's Starman, Bowie, 98.7 The Point. And just such a very, very cool song. Picked by our friend Jeff Neal. Jeff is here. You're the guitar player for Kenny Shields. You also play with Vindicators. A cool story there with the Vindicators.
Yeah. Yes, we are going to be heading down to play the Whiskey A Go-Go in Los Angeles. I believe the date on that is February 9th. That's during the Grammy weekend in Los Angeles. It's going to be great fun.
You look at anybody who is anybody in rock history, and they have played the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Absolutely. I played the Roxy in Los Angeles a number of years ago with Jimmy Barnes. So after this February, I'm going to say I've played arguably two of the most famous clubs in Los Angeles, the Roxy and the Whiskey A Go-Go. So
nice.
It's going to be great fun.
Yeah, it will be indeed. Jeff Neal is here. He is a guitar player extraordinaire. Kenny Shields played with Jimmy Barnes. He's playing with Street Heart, and you've got an event coming up December 4th over at the Molson Canadian Theatre at the Hard Rock Casino.
Yes, that's for the Happy Liver Society, and we're raising funds for Stacey House and helping to raise awareness about causes and cures for hepatitis C and liver disease. And so we want you all to get tested and get cured.
Excellent. So much. I thank you for coming in here, and the door is always open for you, Jeff. Whenever you want to come in. I know you got a lot on the go.
Rod, thank you. Listen, on behalf of myself and all of us in Lower Mainland, you do a great job of supporting local music and getting us on the map, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime. We're going to play a Kenny Shields song, Black is Black, to kick off the mixtape 9 o'clock workout. It's coming up after this. Jeff Neal, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
The Community Calendar, brought to you The Point, 98.7 CKPM FM.